The term boss her up is just not sitting very well with me, because it's like, I'm doing something for you. You would have never been able to do this if it wasn't for me.
That's a lot of people's lives.
How is that a reality in this situation?
Yeah, but I don't think
ride for how
medical
years.
school.
What are we missing? Like,
Her brain got her there, though. She didn't have the capacity to be a doctor. No matter what money he paid, she wouldn't have been a doctor. So let's just make
That's
that
not
clear.
necessarily true.
That is true.
If he had the money, and maybe she could have spent 10 years doing the schooling.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video. We got something pretty good today. We got a pretty interesting story. Now, the story goes, this brother decided to pay for his woman's college, right? He decided to pay for his woman to go to college. We already know college ain't cheap. We already know college is not cheap whatsoever. I'm still in college debt. And he's upset because, hey, well, I paid for her college. Now all of a sudden she acting funny. Well, welcome to life. Welcome to life. Welcome to playing the game, right? Where you have guys who are willing to spend thousands. Like, it is beyond me, but spend thousands of dollars just so they lady can get through school, and they're not even married. It'd be a different story if you're married. But the fact that these people are not even married. Now, granted, to give you a little context, they have been together for 9 years. They've been together for 9 years. So one could say, well, I mean, why shouldn't he? Right? Why shouldn't he? But the fact that she just automatically turned on you, for me, there had to been signs well beforehand to show that maybe it ain't smart to do this. Now, for me, my girl, she already didn't finish school. So for whatever reason, this school decides to charge her $500, $600 or whatever, right? So we got to pay all of that off before she can walk. Easy. I'll definitely help her pay for that. But when you're talking about paying for a whole semester, paying for a whole year, like, bro, that's crazy. Like, that means you have to love that woman. But the fact that she can switch up on you shows that she never really loved you. And that's why I'm saying there had to have been signs. I think that guys, man, who go through stuff like this, they just ignore those signs, or because they love the girl so much, they're willing to be disingenuous. They're willing to say, you know what, I give it a benefit of the doubt. So you hear these sisters on the panel, and for a lot of these sisters just going over their head. And one of the points that they bring up is that, hey, man, look, this dude essentially paid for your lifestyle, right? So essentially you would be indebted to him. Right, the fact that he can sit up here, spend all of this money for you to have housing, for you to go to your class, for you to be able to eat, all of this extra shit. Hey, look, I'm expecting a whole lot out of you. But I'm not expecting you to leave. But let's jump into this video and let's see how disingenuous and how these women let the point go right over their head.
the term boss her up is just not sitting very well with me, because it's like, I'm doing something for you. You would have never been able to do this if it wasn't for me.
That's a lot of people's lives.
How is that a reality in this situation?
Yeah, but I don't think
ride for how
medical
years.
school.
What are we missing? Like,
Her brain got her there, though. She didn't have the capacity to be a doctor. No matter what money he paid, she wouldn't have been a doctor. So let's just make
That's
that
not necessarily true.
That is true.
If he had the money, and maybe she could have spent 10 years doing the schooling.
You
Right? Like, if he had the money to afford it for a decade, eventually she could become a doctor.
my point is, he did it because he loved her. He wanted to do
That
that
was his
for
choice
her.
from the
But
prompt.
let's not get it confused. This is what she wanted to do. Let's not say that she would have never been a doctor
Right.
if it wasn't for him.
Right.
Never said that she would never.
Okay, but don't say I'm bossing you
I
up.
still did it though. It might have been somebody else's to do. She might have been able to do it on her own, but she didn't. I did it.
so you're stuck.
And it was your choice to do it.
Yeah, but
Clearly in the
but
prompt, it
but
was his
I
choice.
did it.
It was his choice.
It don't matter about the choice. I did it.
You're stuck on the ego and the words boss up. Is that
Yeah,
that's what we're
I am.
doing? So if you rephrase it and don't say boss up, but say paid for your life.
I paid for your life.
Pay for your life.
He didn't pay bills. He supported her and paid for her school.
More of like
Medical
a ride or die.
school.
He's more of a ride or die
He
kind of guy.
He
Not,
paid for it.
the life.
How does she sleep? He paid for it. How does she breathe? He paid for it.
Wow.
So we'll take away boss up and we'll say
Okay.
we say I birthed a child that I'd never birthed. How about that? Is that
Okay,
better?
Rome, don't be smart with me.
Beautiful.
Good question.
Because at the end of the day, I don't agree with how she's handling him. So let's not get that confused. I'm not trying to be on her
Why don't you
side.
agree with it?
I don't agree with her shitting on him and saying, oh, I don't like how you dress or I don't like how you talk and you can't come to my work. Like, nobody deserves to be treated like
But
that.
why?
Because they're, first of all, because they're partners, not because he paid for all this shit.
But why are they partners?
They're married, right?
No.
They just
No.
chose to be together. We don't know.
They've been boyfriend and girlfriend for 9 years.
I'm talking
They're
shit.
still partners.
Okay.
If you're my man, I'm not
Right.
going to talk
Y'all
to you like
together.
that. I'm not going to do that to you, but not because I love you and you're my partner. Not because, oh, you paid for X, Y, and Z, so I shouldn't be talking to you like that. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you check out the full episode on YouTube. All the full episodes are there, so check it out.
Now, of course, there are two different, in a sense, arguments here. Well, a woman is saying, hey, well, the redhead chick is saying, well, it's all about the intent. I don't like you saying boss up because what does boss up mean? Boss up means that somebody help you get to where you need to be. But whenever you ask a woman, I mean, you listen to Kendra G, you listen to all of these shows. What do these women say? I'm about to help you get some money. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And a lot of these women try to be the main ones to help you get there. These are the same women that will be the main ones to say, hey, well, listen, I helped you do all that. I got you there. They tell you that all the time on Kendra D. They tell you that all the time whenever you ask a woman, what can they bring you to the, what do they bring to the table? They say, man, I can make you money, this, that, and the third. That's if I can't make my own money. But the fact that the guy is just saying, well, let's stay on topic. You're talking about how you feel about something. We're talking about the actual thing. She switched on me, and I'm the one who gave her everything she needed to be able to survive through school. And apparently he paying for her to stay, paying for the crib, paying for her to go to school, and paying for food. But when you say, hey, well, listen, I bossed her up. I'm the reason she went to school. These sisters can't even acknowledge that. These sisters are upset. Oh no. Oh no. Like, I don't like that word. You heard other sisters say, well, you know, it wasn't the money that got her into school. It was her brain. Granted, yeah, you got to be able to be smart to be able to do the class. But how do you get there, baby? You can't get there, man, if you're broke. You can't get there if you're broke. So guess who helped you get that spot in school? The man. He paid for that. But women just want to discredit. Women always want to, well, no, we still need to give praise to the women. This woman does not deserve any praise in this situation. But when you say certain words, it will trigger a woman, and then they will go all off tangent. They will take the conversation elsewhere. And you be like, man, what are you talking about? Like, man, what are you, like, hold on, like, no, don't, like, come on, man. You're upset because of a word. You're upset because you don't like, once again, and you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Because this same guy was the same one who had to deal with Randy Rosario, this same video I'm about to put up. He's trying to make a point. Randy Rosario excused that whole point because of how it made her feel. Well, I'm not a child.
As a parent, you technically have full control over your child, right? But you don't force them to do everything that you tell them to do. So when I say full control, people's egos get involved.
The comparison you did just really proved our point. The comparison you said was, oh, but a parent would control their child. A parent controls their child and raises their child. You're not raising your mate. So that comparison, that analogy to me goes to that pushes the complete conversation out the window.
Right. First of all, I'm not comparing. I'm using an analogy.
But
no, because I don't want you to think I'm trying to say.
What is an analogy?
An analogy is a comparison, but I'm not comparing the actual roles of the child and the wife. I'm iterating it the wrong way.
Yes.
I would like to have that option to have that full control.
That's literally no different here. You are willing to miss the whole point because of the word boss up. So the guy says, okay, well, how about this then? We pay for your life, right? I birthed a child that I really never gave birth to. And she says, don't be smart. Like, come on, man. We try to work with you, but you can't, but you're not even trying to work with anybody because once again, you're so in your emotions. You're so hung up on what boss up means that you're not even really seeing the point. The point is you have a man who is paying all of this money to his so-called woman. And she also brings up that, hey, well, you know what? I'm a partner, right? I'm your partner. Now, I'm not going to disrespect you because you paid for my school. I'm not going to disrespect you because I love you. I'm going to respect you because I love you, because I care about you, not because of the things that you bought me. Which, if we being honest here, if that man was not doing any of that, she probably would have been gone. And then the dark-skinned sister goes straight to, well, it was your choice to do it. But aren't y'all the same woman who sit up here and say, well, if a man wants to, he would? You hear so many women say, hey, well, if he wants to, he would. So now you're gonna sit up here and then just undercut them by saying, hey, well, you chose to do that. And that's literally how a lot of your women think. And that's another reason why red pill and black men, this reason why red pill and the manosphere exists today. You have so many women. I can't if I can find the post, but you had a post where somebody says, man, like your women today are just so terrible that you can do a bunch of stuff for them, right? But when it comes down to you expecting something out of them and you bring up certain stuff, they're going to say, well, I didn't ask you to do that. Show me, like, tell me you're ungrateful without telling me you're ungrateful.
The worst thing that you could ever fucking tell me after I done did some shit for you is that I ain't asked you to do that. Hold on, because that shit, bro, that shit make you want to, that shit boils my blood. I'm telling you, that shit boils my fucking blood. Because that's the point, stupid. I paid attention to you because I loved you. I gave a fuck about you. I saw that you was missing something in your life. I provided what you was missing with no question. You didn't have to ask because I was connected. I was in tune with you. We was here. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't ask you to do that. Well, I wish if I could take the shit back, I'd take it the back. You're ungrateful.
Tell me you're entitled without telling me you're entitled. Because if the man wasn't doing that, you would be complaining. And this is what we're talking about, how a lot of your sisters are lopsided. A lot of your sisters don't know what they're talking about. Very hypocritical. Very hypocritical. The same woman will expect the most out of you, and if you don't do it, they will leave you. But then when you do the most for them, then they will sit up here and say, well, I didn't ask you to do that. You chose to do that. I mean, hey, but look. Like prime example, so many women were getting on George Lopez because you see how he looks now. And so many women were saying that's karma. Well, people, why was it karma? Because he cheated on his wife and she gave him a kidney. What happened if I sit here and say, well, that's her choice? You know how many sisters, you know how many women will be upset? You know how many women will sit over here and try to take my head off? But when you do everything for a woman, a lot of times, and you bring up, okay, well, this is what I've done for you. Hey, guess what? Well, sir, I didn't ask you to do that. And this is what you see here, right? This is what you see here where a guy ended up getting the bad end of the stick because he was prioritizing a woman, right? Where, hey, man, I done did all of this for a woman and all she do is just up and leave me. And then you have other sisters on this panel saying, hey, well, you the one that wanted to do it. But if I didn't do it, then I'll be messed up in person. I mean, hey, it is the hypocrisy amongst our sisters and the sisterhood. So do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel about this.